You ever been texting a girl and she's all warm and sweet and emojis and little hearts, and then out of nowhere, she turns into a glacier? Like just cold. Like Antarctica cold. Like you said something and suddenly she's wearing a parka made of attitude? Yeah, that one. That girl. You're thinking about her right now, aren't you? Good, because this one's for you. She acts cold? It's a sign, not a rejection. But I already know what you did. You took it personally. You spiraled. You screen checked the last message 5 times, trying to decode it like it's a puzzle from the Da Vinci Code. You hit your boys up like, yo, what did I do wrong? You reread old messages like you're about to write an English lit paper on her tone shift. You started talking to other girls you don't even like just to prove to yourself that you're still desirable. But deep down, you weren't trying to replace her. You were trying to get her to chase, to come back. Listen to me. I say this with love, but also zero sugarcoating. You're not being rejected. You are being tested. Not in a manipulative way. Not in some evil feminine trickery way, but in a deeply human way. See, people don't always pull away because they don't like you. Sometimes they pull away because they do. And liking someone, for a lot of people, is scary as hell. People who've been hurt, people with trust issues, people who've seen love turn into chaos, who've had to rebuild themselves from heartbreak, they don't lean in right away when they feel something. They flinch. They panic. They act cold. Why? Because it gives them a sense of control. Because maybe the last time they opened up to someone, that person turned into a lesson. So now they gotta armor up the minute their heart feels anything close to real. You ever see someone flinch when you go in for a hug? That doesn't mean they hate hugs. It means hugs once came with pain. Same thing here. When she acts cold, she's not rejecting you. She's protecting her. But your ego's not built for that kind of nuance, is it? You see the cold shoulder and your first instinct is to make it about you. She's bored, I'm not enough. She found someone else, I should have played it cooler. I came on too strong. Bro, maybe. Or maybe she's overwhelmed by the fact that you were exactly what she prayed for, and now she doesn't know what the hell to do with it. This is where a lot of guys fumble. They confuse fear with disinterest. They try to fix things that aren't broken. They start chasing, over-explaining. They think they can logic her back into being warm. But that's not how emotional safety works. Let me give you a cheat code. When someone acts cold, your job is not to melt them. Your job is to stay warm, not clingy, not performative, just steady, consistent. You don't yell at a scared animal to come closer. You sit on the floor quietly and let them approach when they're ready. But instead, you're over there talking to your homeboy who watches dating strategy videos like it's the stock market, telling you to ignore her back. Don't text her. Make her feel your absence. Show her who's alpha. Shut up. You're not a stock. You're a human being. This isn't a game. This is someone's heart you're dealing with, and maybe right now you're mad. You're like, why should I stay warm if she's being cold? That's fair, but let me ask you this. When you pull away, when you act cold, when you ghost people who got too close, is it because you didn't care? Or is it because caring scared the life out of you? Because vulnerability means power. And people who've been powerless before, they don't like giving power away easily. There's this myth that emotional unavailability is always about arrogance. Sometimes it's about trauma. Sometimes it's about not trusting your own instincts. Sometimes it's about still healing from someone who left you cold when all you ever did was love warm. So what do you do when she acts cold? You pause. You stop reading her behavior like it's some secret language to be cracked. You stop taking distance as disrespect. You stop trying to win her. You just be you, steady, present, warm. Don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean you tolerate being treated like an afterthought. You're not a doormat. You're a mirror. You reflect energy, but you don't abandon your own in the process. If her coldness turns into cruelty, walk. If she's unavailable and wants you to chase while she withholds everything, that's not depth, that's manipulation. But if she's someone who's been hurt and she needs a little space to feel safe again, that's not a red flag, that's a scar. And you've got those too. Don't act like you don't. You've had nights where you've laid in bed next to someone and still felt alone. Not just physically alone, emotionally stranded, like you could have been on separate planets but still sharing the same blanket. Like you're close enough to hear their breathing, but miles away from being understood. And you didn't speak up about it, because what would you even say? Hey, I feel invisible next to you? That's a hard text to send when they're literally inches away from you scrolling through their phone like nothing's wrong. So instead, you swallowed it, tucked it under a joke, changed the subject, told yourself maybe you're just overthinking again. You've smiled through situationships that felt like emotional limbo, where you weren't single, but you sure as hell weren't secure either. One day it's sweet and the next it's silence, and somehow you always blamed yourself for the switch. You stayed in rooms where love was almost enough and told yourself that almost was fine. You learned how to shrink your needs into casual conversations that never landed. You started calling crumbs chemistry. And when it ended, it wasn't just heartbreak, it was confusion, exhaustion, grief with no closure. You've told yourself, I'm fine, so many times it became a reflex, like muscle memory. I'm fine in the group chat. I'm fine to your mom. I'm fine when your boy asked if you're good after you went ghost for 3 days. But underneath all that, fine was a storm. Because you weren't just sad about losing her. You were mad at yourself for caring that much in the first place. Embarrassed even. Like, how did I let this one person get so deep under my skin? How did I make someone temporary feel permanent in my head? So maybe, just maybe, the girl who suddenly went cold isn't trying to punish you. Maybe she's trying to protect herself from her own pattern. Maybe she's been where you are now, laying in bed next to someone she couldn't reach, smiling through pain no one saw, pretending she's fine when she's anything but. Maybe she looked at you, saw real love starting to form, and freaked the hell out because real love doesn't let you hide. And hiding is all she's ever known. And here's the thing. When someone's used to love that hurts, real love feels like a trap. Peace feels suspicious. Consistency feels like a setup. And so they run, or freeze, or shut down. And not because you did something wrong, but because you did something right. You triggered her hope. And hope is scary when you've survived off realism, so now you've got a choice to make. You can match her fear, or lead with courage. You can mirror her ice, or you can be the sun that refuses to dim just because someone closed the blinds. And I get it. You're thinking, why should I be warm when she's not? Because warmth feels like a weakness when it's not returned. But it's not. And I already know there's dudes out there thinking, bro, I'm tired of being the warm one. I always care more. I always end up looking stupid while she moves on like nothing happened. And I hear you, truly, because being emotionally available in a world that keeps rewarding detachment is exhausting. It makes you feel like the fool in every story, like the guy who cared too much when everybody else was playing it safe. But you're not losing because you feel deeply. You're losing because you keep offering your warmth to people who haven't learned how to receive it yet. You keep trying to pour into cups that have holes at the bottom, and then you blame your own water for running dry. Real warmth isn't a strategy. It's not a means to an end. It's not, if I stay kind, she'll come back, or if I stay present, she'll appreciate me eventually. Nah. Real warmth is identity. It's, this is who I am, even when it's not returned. It's choosing to be solid, even when everything around you feels shaky. You don't stay warm because it earns you love. You stay warm because it keeps you whole. Because you know the minute you start matching cold energy, you become someone you're not. And you've worked too hard, healed too much, grown too far to go back to being numb just to survive connections that were never designed for your depth. Let me say that again. And this time I want you to feel it. You don't stay warm because it gets you something. You stay warm because it keeps you whole. And eventually someone's going to meet you there. Someone who doesn't flinch at your intensity. Someone who doesn't punish your vulnerability with silence. Someone who's not scared of your love. Because they've spent enough time healing to believe they deserve it. They'll meet you with open arms, not closed off responses. They'll match your energy, not mimic your fears. They'll look at you and say, damn, it's safe here. And you'll smile and say, yeah, it always was. But until then, don't let one person's frost convince you that your fire is too much. You're not too intense. You're not too emotional. You're not too available. You're just not pretending. And in a world full of people wearing masks and dodging accountability, that kind of honesty is rare. That kind of openness is rebellion. So if you're watching this right now with a heavy heart and a light that keeps flickering and a phone that hasn't buzzed in 3 days, breathe. I mean it. Slow breath in, slow breath out. You didn't ruin it. You didn't say the wrong thing. You didn't care too much. You were just finally showing up as someone real in a world full of runners. And if she went cold, it doesn't mean you failed. It means her healing isn't ready to meet your love yet. Don't chase, don't beg, don't become small just to fit her comfort zone. You're not here to convince someone to see you. You're here to stand as you are and let the right people recognize you. And hey, if nobody told you this today, you're not crazy for feeling deeply. You're not weak for wanting clarity. You're not soft for missing her. You're just human, man. Human and open and brave enough to still believe in something real. Even after what you've been through, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is not shut down when someone else does. Sometimes the boldest thing you can do is stay warm in a room that's grown cold. Sometimes the real flex is keeping your heart open while everyone else is emotionally bench pressing detachment. Let her be cold. You stay warm. She might come back. She might not. That's not the point. The point is, who are you when someone pulls away? Who are you when the energy shifts and the texts get shorter and the warmth fades? Do you become bitter or do you stay rooted? Because love is going to test your ego until it either breaks or bends into compassion. It's going to keep showing you versions of yourself through the people you meet. And the way you respond, that's your growth. If this hits somewhere in your chest, let it live there for a second. Don't run from it. Let it echo. And if you're still listening, yeah, I see you. And yeah, this one was always for you.